If you're a man and you're starting to lose your hair, Keeps might be able to help you save it by connecting you to a licensed doctor who can provide consultation and medication to you mailed right to your doorstep. And your first visit is free. Check out all of these 5-star reviews. And if you sign up today with my special discount, you can get 50% off your first product order at keeps.com/geekdom. Don't wait, try it today. In Chapter 73, Ultra Instinct Goku completed. Silver-haired Ultra Instinct Goku was defeated by Granola. And it's because he got caught off guard again. Goku seems to make the same mistakes over and over again. But what makes this defeat so odd is that it happened while Goku was in the mastered Migate no Gokui. Don't forget, that is the mastery of self movement. And when Goku is in UI, his body should move on its own, which means that Granola's speed was so far and away beyond anybody else Goku's ever faced, including Jiren and Moro, that he was able to connect on Goku without his body reacting to it. Before the fight concluded, there's a panel of Goku talking to Granola where he explains that he's using perfected Ultra Instinct and then states that the downside is that he can't maintain this form for too long, so I'm going to have to end this quickly. So, interesting point that Goku himself says he can't stay in that form for a very long time. Now, going all the way back to the Tournament of Power, when we first saw the silver-haired Goku, we saw Goku about to eliminate Jiren, but suddenly his body gave out on him. Afterward, we saw Goku train with Merus during the Moro arc and presumably try to get over this problem with his body not really being suited for perfected Ultra Instinct. But remember, Goku against Jiren would have been Goku at the end of a very, very long time fighting multiple opponents in the TOP. But it seems like Goku's stamina problems have persisted on beyond the TOP into the Moro arc. If we go back to the fight with Moro, there are numerous panels that reference this problem that Goku had. For example, as you see right here on your screen, he tells Moro, if you are stalling for time, this means you don't think you can beat me when I'm at full power. And then he states at the bottom here, but a stamina balancing act during the battle just ain't my style. Now, this is Goku using Ultra Instinct Omen. Now, to elaborate on this point, there was a conversation between Whis and Merus that took place in this arc where they're talking about training Goku, and Merus tells Whis that he was never able to activate the true UI. Oh, and take note that Merus refers to it as a form. And then Whis responds back by saying he was only able to achieve the sign level, which is Ultra Instinct Omen. And we find out from Whis that Ultra Instinct Sign, or Omen, serves as a gateway to Ultra Instinct, but it's not stable. Maintaining that instability consumes an enormous amount of stamina. So we know from Whis that Ultra Instinct Omen has stamina problems. Fast forward to the scene where Merus is about to vanish after breaking the angelic rule. This was after he initiated an attack on Moro 7-3. So, Merus talks to Goku as he's vanishing, and he says, Goku, should you achieve Ultra Instinct at your current strength, it will be far more stable than ever before. You will not fall to Moro, nor to anyone else for that matter. So, Merus tells Goku that if he gets into UI now, it will be more stable than ever before. Now, remember, he's not saying it's going to be perfectly stable, but it's going to be more stable than before. Then when we get to the UI Goku versus Moro fight, obviously time is hard to tell when it comes to a manga and how much time actually passes during fights, but it really seemed like Goku and Moro were fighting for quite some time. At this point, however, Goku was able to, at will, transform in and out of Ultra Instinct. Goku seemed to have very little problems at this point maintaining the form. But if we go to the Granola arc, we have a very interesting statement from Whis, where they're talking about how Goku can really utilize UI effectively like the angels do, and Goku is asking him, you're saying I have to figure out how to use UI in my normal form, aka his base, and Whis says yes, doing that will free you of the stamina drain that's creating a time limit. Now, the time limit I had thought was mostly about Goku using Omen. At this point, I assumed we probably would never see Omen again. And we might not. We'll find out in the future. But it turns out, I guess, that Whis was referring to the silver-haired Ultra Instinct. This is also when Whis tells Goku that if he is able to properly do this, then he can use the UI silver-haired form as his final trump card. Which to me doesn't really say there's a problem with that form or some kind of malfunction within it. It just seems like he wants Goku to hold off on it because it's more effective for Goku to learn how to use UI in his base form. Because the angels are always in the Ultra Instinct state. Fast forward to the fight with Granola. Before Goku even used the silver-haired Ultra Instinct, he was using Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue with the Ultra Instinct technique. Remember, and I've said this 1,000 times, but people still keep fighting about this. Ultra Instinct serves as both a technique and a transformation, but it doesn't really apply as a transformation until Goku taps into completed silver-haired Goku. That's the way it works, because his hair changes, and thus it's a transformation. But prior to that, it's a technique that he uses while in Super Saiyan God in order to make his body move faster and on its own. So as I said earlier, Goku tells Granola, hey, I can only be in this form for a shorter amount of time, which is not really a smart thing to tell your opponent. Goku kind of made a boneheaded move there by showing his cards, but it didn't matter because it was enough for Granola to be able to one-shot Goku out of UI, because at that point the drain had already begun. Now the question is, did this drain of Goku, did this time limit for Ultra Instinct, did this begin earlier because Goku was utilizing the technique while in God and Blue forms? It's possible, but we await an explanation on this because I was under the impression that the Omen form was the one that had the stamina problems and that the silver-haired form is one that Goku could use whenever he wanted to. But at the same time, why would Whis tell him to save it as his trump card? So ultimately, I think what happened here from a meta perspective is that Toriyama and Toyotaro had to write a way to have Goku lose this fight with it making sense or trying to make sense. And so because of that, they keep putting these weird restrictions on UI. Now, ultimately, I don't have a problem with this as long as it eventually leads to Goku being able to overcome these weird restrictions. Because what good is a silver-haired UI form if it ends up getting weaker the more you use it? It's kind of reminiscent of Super Saiyan 3 from Dragon Ball Z, except this form is so much stronger and has so many more benefits that I feel like for this to be a flawed form takes away from how special it was all the times that Goku used it in the past. Maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just what I think. But I really hope we get more of an explanation soon. Because if this form really does have a stamina drain or a time limit or whatever, then is Goku going to be able to overcome that? Or is there something else? Did Goku speed this up by using the UI technique in his previous two God forms? Leave a comment, leave a like. I'll talk to you soon.